What actually happened in the Battle of Stalingrad? The year was 1942. Most of Europe was under Nazi control. Hitler's armies were advancing rapidly into Soviet territory. But there was one city on the map, Stalingrad. For Hitler, capturing a city that bore Stalin's name would be both a strategic and symbolic victory. But there was something he didn't know. This city would mark the end of his legend of invincibility. Hitler's plan. Hitler's goal was simple: to seize control of the Volga River and to capture the oil fields of the Caucasus. That way, he could both cripple the Soviet economy and secure Germany's energy supply forever. But standing in the way of this plan was Stalingrad, the heart of the operation. Hitler declared, "If this city falls, the Soviets will collapse." But Stalin believed the opposite. "If this city stands, we will win." Stalin's order. Stalin gave a single command to the army and the people. Not one step back. This order became more than just a slogan. It became an oath. The defense of the city would not be carried out by soldiers alone, but by civilians as well. Women carried ammunition, workers built tanks, and children ran as messengers to the front lines. Stalingrad was no longer just a city. It had become a unified people. Hell in the city. In August 1942, German aircraft dropped tons of bombs on Stalingrad. Within days, the city was reduced to ruins. But the Soviets did not give up. The battle was no longer fought between two armies. It was fought in every building, every street, every room. In some places, German soldiers held the upper floors while Soviet troops defended the basements. Sometimes it took weeks of combat to capture a single building. Every corner had turned into a river of blood, hope and resistance. As months passed, the situation in the city became unbearable. Food, water, and ammunition were nearly gone. At night, temperatures dropped to minus 30 degrees Celsius. The only sounds were the howling wind and the distant thunder of artillery. But no one surrendered. Soviet soldiers dug in among the ruins, refusing to let go of their rifles even when wounded. Women carried ammunition through the night, and children secretly brought supplies across the river. One Soviet soldier wrote in his diary, "We no longer feel fear. Our deaths mean nothing because the fight continues." This spirit, the spirit of Stalingrad, became their true weapon. Neither hunger, nor cold, nor the fear of death could break their resolve. Every soldier and every civilian knew one thing: if Stalingrad falls, the Soviets fall. So the battle was no longer for a city. It was for the heart of a nation. The Soviet counterattack. In November 1942, the Soviet army launched a massive operation, Operation Uranus. The goal was to encircle the German forces surrounding Stalingrad and force them to surrender. The plan worked flawlessly. Soon, more than 300,000 German soldiers were trapped inside Stalingrad. Hitler ordered no surrender, but hunger, disease, and freezing temperatures claimed thousands of lives every day. The city had become nothing less than a graveyard. The end and the meaning of the battle. On February 2nd, 1943, the German 6th Army finally surrendered. Hitler was furious, but it was already too late. The Soviets had won one of the greatest defensive battles in history. Nearly 2 million people lost their lives, but Stalingrad still stood. This victory changed the course of World War II. From that moment, the tide of war began to turn westward, and Stalingrad became an eternal symbol of resistance. Even today, the memory of that battle still echoes through time. And in the wind that blows through the city, one phrase can still be heard. We never gave up.